Welcome. Welcome home. Welcome home, twin flames. Welcome home. My name is Melissa, and I will be your multi-density cosmic tour guide today. And we're going to do a quick read for the collective consciousness of twin flames. So we're going to do a twin flame check-in. And so I'm just going to start with a card from one of my favorite decks for all the twin flames in the whole world. Imagine if there were 144,000 being stapled and royal lines out of these. And those who came here with different purposes, that's you and your twin flame and your starseed counterpart. So there's pieces of this where you guys came here to fulfill many missions and purposes. Some were ugly and gross and mean and yucky and painful, but we're in just like a really cool phase where I am receiving information and a lot of downloads lately about the soul flame journey, connecting and realigning in your purity with your soul flame. So feels like we're at a new stage and lots of soul contracts have been revised, rewritten, reclaimed. That's what I'm hearing. And everything's aligning in different ways. So the tainted pieces are continuing to be vacuumed out and cleansed out. And the false, lives and realities that had pain in it, suffering, are clearing and clearing. We're truly connecting with our Christed truth, our sacred union within inside of ourselves, so that we can recognize that in our people. So let's see for the soul flame, twin flame collective. So I've got abundance number 8. Oh yeah, it fell on the floor. Number 8, abundance, the richness of the souls. Abundance come truly full circle into purity in some ways, in some levels, so that you can recognize in each other the love of many lifetimes throughout that abundance of frequency that resides in you, that is your truth, part of your truth. So let's see what for the twin flame has to say. The card says, the energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. So that really, really says a lot to me. And those like times and places that most of us have not felt fulfilled or content or happy, those pieces are being activated in us so that we can go, yeah, I am so glad to be here and thankful that it just almost magnetizes your person. And whoever she or he is, if you don't know them yet or you do, just know that they also are going through some kind of process as well. And hopefully, because we've been just crashing through some masculine things, it kind of teeter-totters a little bit back to some more feminine pieces of the system, and then to masculine pieces of the system. Inside of all of us, that would be a collective of humanity. And we're really plunging and burrowing through, diving deeply into that masculine part that pulls up the pieces that are not divine and pulling that back into activation, into divinity. And that's tough and gross and ugly and painful for either side of feminine or masculine. And so sometimes it pushes people away because our fear and our pain and our wounds or our what we learned behaviors kicks us all back, and we're like, no, that can't be my person. That can't be no. Awful. And then on the other hand, anyone that's really abusive or anything like that, those were the implants, maybe even the soulless people that came in to try to stop us from meeting our destinies inside us. So there were a lot of assignments for all of you light workers, warriors, twin flames, healers, love beings, especially the twin flames, for someone to come in or others to come in and try to go, no, you can't have happiness, you can't have love. And at the same time, while the twins were vacuuming up bad stuff, we had blocks, we had stagnation, we had unfulfillments. So those pieces are breaking open as your heart is opening up. And so the next card I got for collective of twins and soul flames and divine counterparts, as well as soul families and things like that. And they're showing me an image that I've downloaded for, good 10 years about the recoding and rebalancing and aligning recalibration. Only light, only love, only divinity. And so showing me that in lines of people. Not that anyone's lower or lesser, it's just a royal etheric line, bloodline. And anyone that's, wanting to do magic or anything like that, it's being undone and wound and can't work quite as much anymore because of the unwinding of the falsities or the upside down that we have been in. So number 6, third eye chakra. So I am seeing the connections between the counterparts be able to be a little bit more clear to each one of them. You can ask for a little bit of telepathy in you to be aligned with your mind, body, spirit, soul form, with his or her mind, body, spirit, soul form, and ask for it to only be light. And so see if they could feel you a little bit, like let them know that you love them and let them know that you care and let them know how you're doing. And even if you don't know who they are or if they exist, even if you do know who they are or thought you knew who they were, the right ones will hear you. So there's connection a step forward in this. And third eye chakra, meaning, so something's happened to humanity where things were cut. The pyramid on the dollar bill shows what the darker factions and oligarchies did by cutting the top of the pyramid off where the eye was. So if it's put together, our consciousness is streaming through us and how it is always supposed to be. But if it's up above, that means they've cut the connection to spirit or knowing or source, God. So we've all been struggling in the darkness and we didn't know why. It was almost like we had really gross injustice surgery done on all of us and we couldn't feel, see, hear as much. With this third eye chakra being, it's almost like realigned and reconnected. It feels like your connections with everybody and everything will be so much more peaceful and so much more for fulfilling and true and wondrous. So it says the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. Our spiritual gifts are being reconnected. Some of the divine masculines and the divine feminines are the most psychic, amazing people I've ever heard of. And I really love that. The different ways that they do it doesn't mean your twin is just like you. It could be a little bit divinely magical. It could be a little bit that they are connectors and communicators like me, or whatever it is, healers and all kinds of stuff. It just feels like that you too, your calling is louder right now, and that you'll just go, whoa, they act like they like accounting, and I'm trying to think of things so it would not normally be what we would call spiritually backed or inclined, or they love, building carpentry, or they love cars, or all kinds of stuff, lipstick, or whatever. And it just feels like that when you see your person, possibly for the first time, or when you remember looking back and going, whew, I knew there was something about them, they can feel it too, and they know you inside. So they are psychic, sensitive, empathic, kind of magical as well. They just might not call it the same thing you would. So I'm excited for the twins, for all of humanity. Let's see what else we got for the whole collective, and then we'll ask a couple for the divine masculine and for the divine feminine. Let's see if there's anything that I can know. Well, it's coming up. So in this, I also feel like it's time to treat the divine feminine with great love. The divine feminine has carried heavy, heavy stuff for us for all of the last era and lately. So it's kind of been that we always take everything out on the divine feminine over and over. So this is an indication that I am seeing that it's time to bring her flowers or do something nice and kind and compassionate to the divine feminine in yourself, as well as your divine feminine in your person. as well as they should perhaps pay attention to seeing in you. So the Divine Feminine is the number 21, and the Divine Feminine is talking about the Holy Trinity pieces in your sacred union as able to be kind of the hookup or the catalyst to connecting with God's source. The frequency of the Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. You know, something that I learned about myself, and sometimes I'm a little bit surprised that sometimes people can't read me. Sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve. I will always, always, always stand up for my friends, family, and loved ones, even if they would not for me. And then sometimes I'm so straight-faced, they seem to not know and think they know what I'm thinking. And I'm like, that's weird. So I could be a little bit confusing. I wonder if all of us have some of those characteristics and traits, not just me. But I was kind of like, oh, how can I always be fully aware and honest with my expression and learn how to trust a little bit more and receive a little bit more? So receiving would be possibly part of a Divine Feminine trait that could be something that we've been working on. So I'm seeing that as well. Knowing, wisdom, healing, gentle, sweetness, goodness. I feel like that even if it was escaping some of you, me, them, us, male or female, it just feels like that some of that is coming back in. So I really like that. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to pull a card for the Divine Feminine since we're talking with that. And these cards are Return to Spirit cards, and see if there's anything that we can know. Let's see what we got. No way. This fell out. Union. So this to me is overwhelmingly feeling like this is this Christ energy that's coming in, and the knowledge and the truth of all the ages and all the eras and all the templates and all the roles and all of the archetypes coming into union and divinity within us. So that's what that's always meant. So if you have a twin flame, it's not just about, oh gosh, when are they going to marry me? When are they going to make money? That union in the Divine Feminine is within, and the Divine Masculine is within first, and then it's just can unfold in this physical reality and realm. And I'm seeing so many people go, boom, that is my person, and be able to walk in the physical a little bit further toward each other. And it just feels like there's so many pieces that were tainted and not divine in this masculine feminine gig thing, in our twin flame gig thing, because it had been tainted by that lower matrix stuff. And it feels like some of that's standing up and coming back into divinity and to union, your sacred union inside. Really, if you know your person, even if you're scared, if you know them, why don't you just text them and say, I've just missed you? And if you don't know them, why don't you know that person, perhaps they act and react differently than you do, or even use different words, or maybe they're from so far away they don't even have the same exact language, so they have different ideas, views, beliefs, skills. Even if you just could let them know, like, yeah, you're important, you're special, you're important, and I recognize you, that would be really a good choice. So I've also got, let's do another card. I love that for the Divine Feminine. That's so beautiful. So many big steps for the Divine Feminine. So I've got some of my favorite cards, which are the Lemurian Star Child Oracle deck. So I'm going to see what we got for the Divine Feminine, what's happening, what's in the collective Divine Feminine consciousness, and what can we expect in the days to come. Got two that fell out. I love this. So first one is Elders, like the beautiful, benevolent elephant, and the stars and the wisdom and the knowledge and the truth. And this card is a number 8, and it says Elders. Spiritual mentoring, equality, stability, wisdom, experience, counsels. So it feels like that the ancient wisdom and truth in whatever ways your guides, guardian angels, and your system, your path, your calling inside calls to you Doesn't have to be like mine. Doesn't have to be like yours. Doesn't have to be like them. Us. Them. None has to be the same. But whatever it is, it's almost like you're going to receive extra downloads from the elders, your true, divine, pure, Christed councils and groups and elders, so that you understand to the next level. And it's just going to be, again, more fulfilling, more heart fulfilling, warming, safe. Star children is the other one. You know, I've been talking about this. Look at this. Out of everything, another little elephant. So your souls and the soul contracts, which not exactly what we're going to call them in the new earth, but the new soul contracts, the recalibrated, the true soul contracts are going to call you back in. So some of you have star children that were born somewhere else over here, grandchildren, friends, but there's also collaborations, businesses, recognizing your calling in a different way. So it could be your own child, it could be your own purposes and missions, activating and reactivating. But the overall, look at this cosmic golden heart, and just some beautiful blossoming. The star children are being born more and more, the more rainbow children. So the parents who are the star seeds, the rainbow children, the crystalline children, the indigos, the more awakened and aware over the many years, the grandmothers and grandfathers who are more awakened and aware. Those star children, light beings, are coming in with the least amount of veil ever. So you might know in your family, it could be nieces and nephews, it could be the next door neighbors. There's possibilities of children being born. And if they are being born to the dark beings, like you're like, oh my God, those people shouldn't have children. Sometimes there's a switch coming, and they will make their way to you someday. So, you know, just the same way as some of us can have telepathy with some of our main friends and certainly our counterparts, telepathy, like you can hear them and feel them. Telepathy, like it's almost like, can you hear me? And one will say, no, I'm done, or yes, I'm ready, or okay. And you can send messages. That's being opened up as well, but it is being opened up with the star children. So nourishing, nurturing, that's what these young people and babies coming into our experience, as well as our businesses, our calling, our purposes, deserve. Every ounce of honesty, love, integrity, dignity, truth, and being taught in a different way than we were. Look at this. Star twin flames right there. So some of us, you and me, old people, grandmothers, grandfathers, like my age, some of us are the original star children, twin flames. And so it's not too late. Your calling is coming. So this card says it's a number 7, which is sometimes an esoteric kind of magical psychic card. It says no veils, psychic, different, cosmic inspiration and light. These are the children that are going to change the world's reality from warring and lack and sickness and pain and anger and fear to joy and peace and beauty and light and fulfillment and freedom. Look at those twin flames right there. Coming home. Coming home. So I like that. So let's see what we got for the divine masculine. There's the last thing I'm going to say about the divine feminine is that it is in her, the divine feminine in you, whether you're a male or female, in your vision, your knowing, your truth. It's almost like you can't run from that the preciousness, the divinity of the others around you. And you can recognize that in other twin flames that are not your twin flame. Like, whew, yeah, I recognize them too. So I just think it's a beautiful thing. And it's almost like a relief or a fulfillment time, contentment time, and ease time. As I'm kind of feeling some of the divine feminines, you know, if you're a feminine, whether you're male or female, might need a little bit of rest or relaxation or the next step of your journey. So for the divine masculine, here's what I got. You know what I'm getting? This is for masculine and feminine. So I got right. So this is for the Twin Flame Collective. Write a note, write a word, write with your words, write a song, write the new script, your new soul contracts. What do you want it to look like? What do you want your daily life to look like with your twin flame, with your connection, with your sacred union and your person and your home and your life and your business and your world? So write. We're writing the new scripts upon the foundation that we have built of pure divine light for the new earth, everything in consciousness. Someone said, tell the truth. So for the divine masculine, I accidentally pulled 2, even though the divine feminine only got 1, I think, but I got right order. Look at all those frequencies. What's the frequency, Kenneth? It feels like right order is, I've always said divine order all of my life and all of this work, that's what we are working toward, because everything was in the darkness and disheveled and not in divine order. So I'm feeling that the divine masculines are like, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to be giant jerks. I don't want to be right. I don't want to win anything anymore. I don't want to be mean to, I'm so embarrassed the way I treated my feminine. I'm so ashamed at what I said and did to other people. And so you come into that divine order like, oh, and learn how to act and react and no longer come from those dark ages, puppeting places. And it just feels like that there's a recalibration as you get to see, the divine masculine gets to see like, oh, I don't even want to act like those people I learned that from, or I don't want to act like some stupid movie. I don't want to outthink somebody or win, and realize that was always false and futile anyway. So coming back into right order, so that your true passions and what you came here for, your calling, can unfold before you. Your destiny can meet you halfway. So the second one is divine order was the first for the divine masculine, and the second one is divinity. 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 All in divine order. So the things in humans, all people, and the way we act, treat each other in our relationships and all kinds of stuff, we can call them masculine or feminine, but we certainly could not call a lot of it divine. So it feels like that the divine masculine is building that and unwilling anymore to not only behave, or the thunder is coming, so there's a extra divinity coming into our lives, and the divine masculine is like a lightning bolt going, yes, this is how I see it. And many of the divine masculines that are, I don't know, over here or over there, and if they haven't met their divine feminine, or they haven't seen or spoken to their divine feminine for a really long time, feels like that they're like, oh my God, I'm still committed and 100% to this one person, and that's how it was always meant to be. So let's do a couple of cards for the divine masculine. What else can we know that can help the divine masculine and bring us the truth? So the first one I'm getting is initiation. I've been saying this for different people for a long time. It's a word we use in mystery school, talking, spiritual talking. I haven't really ever seen myself as all that new agey. However, I come across very new agey. But anyone who's had a path, spiritual, sensitive, empathic, has initiations. And as we are connected with our Christed energy and those darker shadows are being cleansed and cleared, we are initiated into like, can you handle this? Here's the next step. So you can't go 100 miles an hour. So there's initiation for the divine masculine to be at the divine feminine's side, service, balance. So the initiation card is a number 9. As we are completing many cycles for a really long time, this is the big kahuna of completions. This is an initiation time, and there's a whale. And get this, there's a whale, and that could be certainly, sea things, but it also could be an initiation to your true tree of life and that ancient wisdom that comes inside. So it says deep trust, deep healing, and reconnection with all. That's right order, divinity, connection as well. So this is a similar meaning is what I'm feeling in the masculine. Messed some stuff up a lot with being unable to trust and having such deep wounds. So, and it could be a male or it could be a female, but we look at each other and we can go, oh my God, some of the things that we have gone through is because we cannot trust ourselves or each other. And the divine masculine is like, oh my God, I hurt people because I wouldn't trust and I acted out, I did this. And so it feels like there's a lot of recalibration in that. So trust and rest and healing. So that might be what I'm also feeling. The restoration might be in the divine masculine part, where is it just sit down, rest more, and know that the hand of God is also smoothing some things out and helping. So let's see one more. Purity. Didn't really look all that masculine of a card with a little magical unicorn, which keeps coming up in those different layers and templates, the different layers and templates that are realigning and plugging in to humanity that was missing, those disconnected pieces that were tainted and inverted. We've all had to purify and walk through those shadows. And I think the masculine is really doing that and finding some purity and actually having a different perspective and a clarity and awareness than before. So this awakening gig, this ascension gig, all kinds of purifying going on, and a little bit more clear, a little bit more pure, a little bit more magical. Some of your divine masculines are actually the divine alchemists and chemists and architects and magicians of the universe. Oh, so this is the number 1 card, and it says you are pure, open, spiritual eyes. I was talking about this yesterday when I was doing channeling of Robin Williams, because he was saying innocence. The purity leads to the innocence of your pure light, and you'll be able to trust and be safe. Whereas in the world, we haven't been able to that much. I mean, it's just been tumultuous our whole entire lives, no matter how old we are. This purity is poignant. So for divine masculine and feminine, let's pull a card. I love these cards. They're so gorgeous. I used to have them on my desk right in front of me all the time. I shifted that around. So let's see what we can get for the collective divine masculine and feminine, the twin flames, the divine counterparts overall for the next phase. What can we expect, or what can help us? Can help you get through this part of your journey, which is just a part of your life calling, your purpose, everything. So it's not all about twin flames. It's not all about divine counterparts, but it's something that catches us every time. And I'm getting most of you, your divine masculines, they actually know who you are. Even if you don't know who they are, haven't met yet, or they know who you are. If it's someone from your past, some of them can be difficult ones, and they are being called to come back. So, ooh, look at that. Look at that, soul flames. Look at that, twin flames. Look at that flame. Oh, and look at Nova. You just stepped on the candles. So let's see if she stays unfringed with fire. So this card is for the divine masculine and feminine, all the twin flames and divine counterparts. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So coming back in divine order, divine right order, and resting and healing and growing and transforming. This is what it's all about, my friends. Transformation. Twin flames. I'm going to just pull one of these for each, the masculine and the feminine. So we'll start with the divine feminine collective. I pulled out the transformation so it wouldn't come out again. So, this is good for all of the pieces of the divine feminine in all of us, whether you're masculine or feminine. So there's a safety in this one, and it's the forgiveness card. Stop focusing on the energy of past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. All of us in the whole collective of humanity that is coming out of severe trauma and those dark pieces and fragmented by trauma wounds, it feels like to me that you weren't just like trying to hold on to things or anything like that, but it does feel like that those things are healed or healing so much bigger than ever before. And this feels so good for you, Divine Feminine. It feels like that thankfulness and that love just pours out of you. You are free in so many ways, and that will continue. The freedom will continue. And so keep that up. So for the Divine Masculine, I got manifesting miracles. Let's see if I got that right. Yeah. Look at that tree of life. Seems like there's an awakening in the Divine Masculine where there were, yucky tree limbs and pieces inside. It was just, the tree was falling apart, and I'm seeing manifesting miracles. Look at that, starseeds. Look at that Christed energy. Look at that, twin flames. Look at the hearts. The hearts on the tree indicate to me that they're, for the Divine Masculine, he will be seeing this in daily life in different systems and directions. You can have it all, is what some of the message was this week. Manifesting miracles is what the card is for the Divine Masculine. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So congratulations to the Divine Masculine for pushing through and making some of the masculine divinity energies, dreams come true. And I have to say, for the Divine Feminine, that's beautiful, because you guys have been doing that all along, and that will match. And it's just time for you guys to come together in ways that we've never known. I always say that, but that's the truth. You guys want one more card for the whole collective, the Divine Masculine and Feminine, the twin flame in you, the divine counterpart in you? One more message. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, I've been using my Starry Beginnings cards lately. So let's see what we got. This is a little extra for the twin flames that are starseeds. Let's see. You are here for a purpose. I just keep feeling like part of the downloads over and over and over is that I keep feeling that you get to recognize more clearly some of your purpose and your calling, passions and truth. And there are many new purposes and missions and stuff going on. So it feels like to me that there's so much more that you don't know, that you can't see, but you can feel coming, your destined path, your calling. It could be some of the star kids. It could be some of the connections of the foundations that you built all of many lifetimes that we were not allowed to receive back. But it feels like that's your purpose. It's almost like you'll get new papers like, hello, your job has changed just a little bit, and your new purpose is this. And you know it has something to do with something you've loved your whole entire life. And it'll make sense when you go, oh, I don't know how to do that or implement that, but I get it. So this card says learning and realizing what matters to you, what really matters. I'm pulling another one. I know I said just one more. Let's see what we got. But that calling, that purpose is getting ready to be reinstated in really cool ways. And others, the right frequency people, will meet you halfway and also enjoy sharing their purpose and their missions with you. And it's a connection, and your energies, no one's draining you, no one's stealing, but it's a connection so that you're all uplifted and embraced. The last card is let love be your guide. For sure, twin flames. Live a life from love, guided by love. That is all. Thank you. It's been fun to check in with you all, Divine Masculines and Feminines all over the world and beyond. And I hope this was fun and can help guide you in the near future. I think some of you are getting ready to move and be connected to people forever and family members forever that you choose. And I think some of you get to meet and have a passion come with another person that's perhaps you haven't ever had before. It's like creative. It's like opening your heart finally, and being able to like really recognize what God is telling you, like the source creator universe is telling you, whereas before it was blocked and not time yet. So I'm very excited. Let love be your guide. If anyone wants a Twin Flames Sacred Union reading, just let me know. There's the information how to schedule that in the box below, the links below. And again, I thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. I really appreciate that. And I send great love, big, 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 purified love to all of you and all of your twin flames, your soulmates, your soul families, all of humanity, but especially those soul flames and your divine counterparts in you. Whoever you are, many, many extra just love and blessing to you. See you soon.